He really loves his team. He loves coaching. And, I always thought the part that he laughed about it, he was always honest with us, like, hey, I got to listen if the money is crazy. But you watch the mic'd up in the Super Bowl and you watch him coaching, and it's what he loves to do. It's what brings out his passion, and we will lose him at some point to the media. He's always been clear about that. But, we will.
We got him this year.
We will enjoy every year we have him. And look, I think he's had a great start to his career, a Hall of Fame start. I think there was this great stat that the only coaches with a winning percentage over 667 in the regular season, 700 in the postseason are Vince Lombardi, I think it was Bill Belichick, and Sean McVay.
Wow.
Pretty good list to me. Hey, Mason mentioned that you grew up in Southern California. For people who don't know, Kevin's dad, Marvin Demoff, was one of the original big-time sports agents, going back to representing guys like John Elway.
Still out at Dodger games.
Yeah, and so I would imagine that you, like me, grew up listening to Vince Scully. What went through your head when you heard last night that he passed?
It's one of those when you see it on your phone, like your heart just sinks. And, too many times we read about people passing away, and it's sad. But that was one, I think, that guts anybody who grew up listening.
He was kind of the soundtrack of our childhood.
He was. My vivid memory is on spring break. I had a bike, and I attached back when you could attach a radio to your bike, and you'd listen to spring training. And that's where he was awesome. I mean, just riding around in the neighborhood for an hour or two, and he's going on, and late 80s, early 90s, great time. And he was so amazing. And, for those of us as Dodger fans, and I still remember going to school, back, the Mets in 88, the, World Series games were in the middle of the day.
Yeah, sure.
So like all of us, we'd sneak radios into school and not pay attention and listen, to Vin call the games at school. So those are some of the vivid memories I have. And the thing you don't realize when you grow up here is you just thought that was normal. Like you thought Vin Scully was what everybody sounded like. And, and then you grow up and you go out in the world and there are many great announcers. But you kind of realize, just how unique.
We all grew up in sportscaster school and we didn't know it. I was saying that too. That he really is. Did you ever meet him?
I met him a couple of times, in passing.
I'm sure your dad met him, yeah.
Everybody does. And it's one of the things, he's one of those people that still, took your breath away down until the end. And you would watch anything, listen to anything, and just a great memory. Obviously, called the Rams. In the NFL, I think people forget about that.
On YouTube, I saw a Green Bay Packers-Rams game that he called from years ago, and he's a great football announcer as well.
Right. Met his wife, who was Carol Rosenblum's assistant.
Oh, that's right,
through the Rams. So, there's a lot of Vince Scully Rams, overlap.
What's the biggest challenge from you looking at this from the champion seat? You've done a lot in your career, but now you're a COO of a Super Bowl champion. Does it change your job?
I think it makes it harder, and it should make it easier, but I think you continue to raise those standards. Sean talked about coming back. Nobody's repeated in 17 years, so you look at that as one challenge, but continuing to grow the organization each day to get better and do it knowing in the sense of, okay, we've opened a new stadium. We've won a Super Bowl in that stadium. Some of those things that you would expect as when you're back, now you got to keep going, doing those things again, doing everything the right way. It is an unbelievable challenge to get to grow a fan base here in Los Angeles, coming back, having been gone so much time here. We've made so much progress over the past 6 years, but the next 6 years have to look just like the last 6 years.
Right.
And the next 12 have to look like the previous 12, and you keep growing, and it's a great check mark. I think it's amazing to see the fans' energy. So many people here wearing Super Bowl gear, seeing kids come walk by with that, but I just view it as raising the bar for what our organization should be in the future each day. And you look at the teams here consistently raise the bar on each other. And I think that's one of the great things about being in this market. You see what the Lakers do, the Dodgers do, what the Kings have done, what LAFC has done, now what Angel City's doing. USC, UCLA. This is a market where you have to bring your best all the time, and just because you did it last year doesn't mean that you don't have to do it bigger and better this year.
All right, so I've been talking about this on the air. I'm sure you can make it happen since you're the COO. So I want to have I want to have a catch with Matthew Stafford. Can I have a catch with Matthew Stafford?
Kevin. This is a huge mistake that you're not insured for. Trust me.
Define catch with Matthew
Stafford. Just toss it around. Me and Matthew.
He has no athletic genes whatsoever.
I throw a spiral. I can tell you that much.
It seems like not something that should be given, something that's earned. So
so you're going to give me Wolford?
No, I think no. Well, I mean,
how about Demoff? Yeah, you might get that.
I think there's got to be some kind of wager or something that like you have to deliver upon to earn a catch with Matthew Stafford.
Okay.
I like it. Okay, so that's what we'll work on.
We will work on that.
Like, we will think through that.
Yeah,
right?
It's a dream of mine.
I know it's a dream of yours, but your last dream screwed us over, right? So like
you wanted to yell "Whose house, Rams' house," and you lost at home by 4 touchdowns to Tampa Bay.
Right. Jameis Winston threw for 600 yards on us,
5 touchdowns,
55 points, and so I mean, I am scarred by your dreams. Are the Rams' nightmares?
Oh wow,
it's true so far. So you might have to come up with something.
Me and Matthew, or Wolford. I'll do Wolford.
Right. So I want to make sure that this is something. It's not
that's
just like
significant.
Significant.
Fair enough.
It'd be a gigantic deal for me.
Of course it would.
Gigantic deal.
Yeah, but I think Kevin's
saying, what's
very
in it
politely,
for us?
what's in it for me?
What's in it for us?
That's
exactly.
John's got my mindset a little bit. I'm like,
you're shrewd, Kevin. You're shrewd.
No, you're smart.
Yeah,
is what you are.
Hey,
well,
great seeing you.
Yeah,
man.
We'll be
thank
back
you guys
on
for
here
coming
Monday.
out.
We
We'll see you Monday.
appreciate it. All right, thank you,
Thanks
Kevin.
for the partnership. And
we're very excited.
And we'll be back next week.
Yeah, can you get us a better day?
You got a great practice.
I know.
Great weather. Great practice.
Great weather.
Spirited.
Perfect.
So all good.
Beautiful.
Awesome,
Beautiful.
man.
Good
Thanks,
to see you, man.
Good seeing
Thanks
you.
for coming.
Kevin Demoff, COO of the Los Angeles Rams. There's hope there that I may be able to figure out a way to have a catch with Matthew Stafford.
Did you hear what he said?
He said that what's in it for us?
No. He said your dreams are the Rams' nightmares.
No, one
amazing
whose house, Rams' house.
Your dreams are the Rams' nightmares.
One whose house, Rams'
to me.
house. It's terrible.
So good.
I'm sure
Please,
Jorge's already turned that
cut
into a
that
drop.
up from
from Kevin Demoff.
Kevin Demoff.
One of the many sports figures in Los Angeles.
Goes right there with no,
Told
not
me
really.
I'm wrong.
Well,
no, not really.
No.
Your dreams are our nightmares. God.
Oh, that's amazing.
Boy, it really is like spectacular.
I was
out
expecting
here.
super hot, and it's actually really nice. There's a good breeze going.
Totally reasonable. Practice is just wrapping up. Still, a lot of the fans are over here. Matt Gay's over there signing autographs. We've got a kicker. That's good.
We do have a kicker.
Chargers been looking for 10 years. Can't find a kicker.
Can't find a Matt Gay.
But most of today has been about Vin Scully.
Yes.
And when we come back, we will continue to play some old Vin Scully clips and take your phone calls. We will do Game of Games today. That's coming up later this hour.
My game.
Yes, your game today, 877-710-ESPN. Who? Greg, did you win yesterday?
I did win
Yeah, you're the
yesterday.
first person from our show that's won.
Yeah, nobody from our show has been winning.
So at least somebody from our show. We're getting better. Somebody from our show actually won.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we can make that 2 in a row coming up later.
So we got that coming up, too. And your calls, 877-710-ESPN. Mason in Ireland, live from Rams training camp, driven by your Southern California Hyundai dealers. It's your journey. Own it with Hyundai. Mason in Ireland.